calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. They'll be calling me royalty.
All right. So what's up, guys? How's it going? What's up? How's everyone doing tonight? It's the first seasonal qualifiers, and it's been a while, guys. How have you all been? Welcome to the stream and welcome to the seasonal qualifiers. It's the second game of the night or the third, but so far we aren't able to cover that one on stream. We can only cover one per day. That's the limitation set by the management team. But then again, this one is promises to be an interesting one. We've got zero tolerance versus El Cartels. And if you know anything about these teams, you know that El Cartel is not smiling. And zero tolerance, hopefully, they have zero tolerance for defeat tonight because El Cartel definitely will give them a run for their money. These aren't small teams, these aren't big teams either. But hey, let's see how it goes. And welcome to the stream. I can see a lot of people here. I've got 9 people currently viewing. How are you all doing? It's been a long time, guys. I'm Black Matter, your caster, and good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I can see someone says, finally. Well, Storm Raging, yeah, finally. It's been a very long. I think the last time I casted for ML Hub was in, I think that was the last Squad League. I think, no, that was a females tournament that I casted for. So that was a very long time ago, actually. That was like almost a month now. It's been a very long time. I can't remember. But yeah, Isaac Toluwani says Black Matter. Isaac, how's it going? What's going on? Good evening. Welcome to the stream. And then MJ says Chai. That's MJ, by the way. That's MJ, the backbone of the organizing team. MJ, how's it going? Shout out to you. And also to the other viewers on the stream out here. You can see not on the list says we're Cartel Real Boys. Well, Cartel, the lineup here is Super Hatred, Kane, Superface, Nisha, and Issy for El Cartels, and for Zero Tolerance, we've got Antar, Diablo, Muntun. I hate Muntun, so I'm gonna call him IHM, Seki, and Shin. That's a lot of people there. But somehow, sorry, why am I kicked? No, that can't be right. Who? Damn, why would they do that? No, come on, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. No. Okay, he kicked people that should be here. Excuse me, guys. One sec. That was a mistake. We need to correct that real quick. All right. So yeah, that's it. Back in, but so far just a little glitch. We're now back. So Talented says me planning on feeding. I certainly do hope you're not planning on doing that. That's not gonna be nice. But someone says them kick streamer. Okay. Yeah, it's a mistake actually. I had to really rectify that real quick. I'm pretty sure Qflow made a mistake on that one, but we should be good now on the stream. Everything should be okay. So far, we're now live, and I'm pretty sure it's okay. Also okay on the other end of our streamer as well. So yeah, guys, we're back into the drafts. I didn't get to see the lobby bans. I was so focused on engaging you guys because it's been a long time since I've connected with you guys. So I just wanted to just give us a little time there. But now the first ban is missed by Super Hatred from El Cartels. That's not a good start for the seasonal qualifiers. You want to get as much bans as you can. But then again, Shin will take down the Harriet, taking advantage of that second ban there. Nisha has the advantage now, bans the glue straight up, no wastage of time, will not make the same mistake as Super Hatred, and they've got other bans they need to consider here. I mean, Antar you've got to ban the Hylos or the Gato or the Jusine. There's some meta bans that are available right now that are not taken down. I don't know what Zero Tolerance is, how they're approaching the ban phase, but then again, ACC is taken down from their end. Hopefully that doesn't backfire because there's a good chance here they can take down some very problematic heroes. But hey, let's see whether that's going to be counterproductive for them or not. Nisha will lock down the master assassin himself, Lancelot from Castle Abilene, and he will be the next one on the line there. Diablo and I hate Mountain. I'm going to call him IHM. That's the long name. So Diablo and IHM are going to make the first 2 picks for Zero Tolerance, and that's Sicilian. You see, this is exactly why you should actually ban a Sicilian, or at least take down a meta hero. Sicilian can be quite problematic, especially those team 5 phases, the Sanguine Claws and some other skills there he's got that can also deal a lot of damage, especially in the late game. The Bat Fest and the Bat Impact as well over time can deal a lot of damage when it has enough stacks on overflowing. So that's something that Uranus, we're currently the Uranus meta, so hey, I don't actually go against that pick, but no, He will move Kane, and Kane will lock down the Dorican chief himself, Lapu Lapu on the EXP lane, and EC taking down the Calais as well for the team. That's the third pick there. One more. Seki moves him and gets the Clint lockdown. Very nice boss marksman. A very good pick. A very actually, I actually love Clint. Clint has good damage, good burst, and also some decent level of CC there with trapping recoil. But hey, we've got Hitomi here with the final ban on the side of zero tolerance. So yeah, so far I can see the comments right now. The comments are saying some people said, congratulations for working. That's MG. I don't actually know who he's talking to, but someone says, let MJ talk this thing for GC. Okay, I don't actually know whether you guys are talking about the stream or not, so I'm gonna disengage you guys for now until the draft is complete. And IHM here with the fourth pick for zero tolerance. You really have to think this one through though. There's a lot of options available here. They've got an EXP, they've got a mage, and they also got a marksman here. So they've got a roam and a jungle left to pick for zero tolerance. And no, IHM will lock down the Fredrin. Wow, the Psycho Fredrin. I mean, that's a good front line there. The Fredrin and the Phobios, they can be quite problematic, but Superface has more where that came from, and he will lock down the Valer. No, he has to actually, I actually love the Valet because Valet will actually be very problematic against the Phobios. But no, the Duchess of Necro Keep is the one he goes for, as she will be the final pick for El Cartels. And that concludes the draft on their end. Shin Hitomi on the Matilda, a bit contemplating, slightly indecisive here. But then there's other picks here. Hylos is available. Gato is available. You can go for that. But no, Shin is kind of indecisive here. It's not really sure what to go for. Probably waiting for input from his teams. But no, he will go for Matilda. And the ancestral guidance will be what they... Okay, so someone says this Calais Beatrix combo. Honestly, I mean, you have the Calais, Surge of Life, so that's enough healing coming in there to support the Beatrix. You also have the CC, the Tidal Strike, and then you also have the Tsunami Slam on the Calais. So that's a very nice CC she can apply there, and also DCD bring the enemy into the turret if EC has that one in mind. So Ikali is a very, very good pick. Let's just talk about Vexana as well. I mean, Vexana Lapu Lapu, the Cause Blast and the Deathly Grasp. You could follow it up with the Previous Fighter there with Raging Slash. That could be a very nice combo as well. Ninja with the Thundros too. There's a lot of mobility on this team. El Cartel's really going for the mobile team there. Lancelot has a lot of dashes. Lapu Lapu Calais also has the Tidal Strike mobility skill. Beatrix, tactical repositioning on her end. Vexana, there's no mobility there. But then the Eternal Guard will always be there to defend her. And that will be a very nice draft. But then, what do you think, guys? Which draft are you inclining towards for this game? Are you inclining towards El Cartel's draft? Or are you inclining towards the draft of Zero Tolerance? Let me know what you think. All right, so Don says, annoying picks. Yes, I do agree with that. Talented. That is actually a very, very annoying pick. A very, very annoying pick. If we can really get a zoom out on the map here, Stack, that would be really nice. So someone says zero tolerance. Wow, it seems like there's a big supporter for zero tolerance here. That's Kuromi. Very, very nice, very nice. They really need as much supporters as they can get because this is not going to be a very rosy one. Cartels are known for their aggression and also their level of expertise when it comes to professional scenes. But then again, let's get straight to the game. I'm gonna disengage you guys for now. You can see the farm up there on the Lito there. They've started the farm there, and that's IHM on the Fredrin already starting there, really just getting that support from the ancestral guidance of Shin, but really nothing too serious. They're just farming right now, just trying to make sure that they get as much farm as possible, especially in this early game. But you can see up top, KSI really just waiting with the Beatrix, supporting the Beatrix in the early game. Is important to support your marksman, but there's a Tidal Strike, goes in, but Tapping Recall gets him out already low, but not able to get the first blood, has to recall back Seki, but there's an engagement up top. A very deadly one at that. I hit Munto with a brave assault and the piercing strike. Gets the first blood in. Ancestral Guidance coming in to follow there. That's one more. Thundros with the vulnerability. Gets out. Sanguine Claws does not connect though. Has to get out and will get out. That will not be a favorable trade for anyone, and the total will spawn, and both teams have to get to that objective. But no, IHM looking to invade the creep here, and that's not really a wise move. The Turtle has spawned. He really has to get there. He really has to get in, but it's 2v1 gang cooking here on the EXP lane. Phobius getting a bit aggressive here. Looks like they're not interested in this Turtle. They're trying to take the tier 1 there. Brave Assault coming in. IHM, but that energy eruption will miss. Cosplast connecting onto 2 with a deadly grasp, but the Turtle will start. They will start the Turtle dance, and really just have to wait at this point. Okay, Justice Blaze onto the Turtle, but then they're just trying to bait the Turtle out, just poke it as much as possible, and just use the skills and target at the right time. The marksmen as well rendezvous with the team, and there's the title strike for the Tsunami Slam, but they're able to get away. Comes in and Kane finds one. IHM goes down. They will lose that one. Smurfs finds Antar as well, and that will be a kill there. Seki goes down too, and Superface gonna push the mid lane, the Eternal Guard, but the Cycling Eagle out of range. Superface escapes that one and goes back up top. Super Hatred to farm the minion waves before Seki catches up and comes back to the lanes. Wow, that was actually a pretty nice one, targeting the jungler there. And IHM is actually pretty squishy right now because he hasn't really built so much. But yeah, so far, you really have to be patient here. When we're talking about the long game, that Zero Tolerance has the advantage here, especially with that Phobius and that Fredrin. But then let's see how well they utilize this pick. Honestly, I mean, look at the EXP lane, for example. Down bottom there, Kane really just waiting at this point, waiting it out. You know that the Phobius is actually very problematic in this situation, so you don't have to engage him if necessary. But that there on the mid lane there, IHM in the midst of it all, Appraiser's Wrath, but not able to get a kill onto anyone. AC will escape the wrath of the Appraiser from Los Pecados, and the mid lane is still vacant. Okay, Cosplast with the Deadly Grass connect onto Shin, but not anything to lethal. Up top, IHM farming the creep, trying to take the orange buff. He needs that pen, but coming to visit him here. Ninja trying to return the favor up top on the gold lane. Shin trying to support as well. Really needs to make sure that he doesn't lose too much gold, but there's the Brave Assault, and the piercing strike will miss. Ninja, so he's seeing that one coming, but no, the target will be shifted. Super Hatred, tactical repositioning will save him and give him some distance from IHM. Cosplast, but the Eternal Guard will miss. Ninja already coming in there. When the Eruption turns him up, and that will be a puncture back and forth, and the Appraiser's Wrath will get him. Ninja falls, and IHM, Super Hatred takes his revenge on him, and they will try to get more, but no, they further pursue. Seki finds one, and not willing to let it go. Kane, not willing to engage yet. They will wait for their jungler to be back, and Super Hatred has to zone them out with Bennett. The Turtle has spawned, and Kane is trying his best to zone them out as much as he can, but can he? No, he will be pressured by Antar. Super Hatred trying to defend that mid lane as much as possible. He just has to at this point. He just has to. But so far, okay, Kane, he's just waiting at this point. They're really zoning them out. Antar doing what an EXP should, but that will be the demonic force placing in the mark on him and not willing to pressure him enough there. Already morphed in, but the Turtle, they're just trying to poke it out at this point, but there's the Infernal Pursuit connected there. Eternal Guard saves him out. Kane falls, and Atar falls as well. Super Hatred finds one. Seki takes the Turtle up top, and then it's the Eruption. IHM finds the Appraiser's Wrath, but able to find anyone there. The Ghost Pass Ninja finds one, gets a shutdown, gets a double, and Seki will be the one to award that one to him. And Super Hatred has to go up top, has to make sure that now that Seki is gone, has to farm that minion waves. You really have to make sure that those waves really go down, and that tier 1 on the gold lane, the kill matters, but what matters more is that push. You have to push. You have to push Super Hatred. 1, 2, there you go. You have to make sure, okay, Cycling Eagle coming in, connect onto, okay, the Vexana. Really in a dangerous position here, but that's the title strike, and the Tsunami Slam brings it in. Don't Rose to the follow-up, the Penetrate takes him down a little bit too much, overkill there, and that's the Appraiser in a way, and the Eruption turns him up, but there's the title strike, gets away with the Brave Assault just in time before that could be something he could pay for. Wow. Warriors, really so far, I like the fact that El Cartels are really understanding their strength in the early and the mid games. But then again, we're starting to get into the mid games, and they really have to remember that these Phobius can be very problematic if they don't Okay, 2-man there. Okay, dark wave, but not much follow up there. Tsunami slam, but there's the pullback from the Calais, and the Brazers try to follow up. Antal force. Nisha finds the kill. Bravest fighter, but not able to go through the obstacle. He should have known that for Lapu, his mechanic does not permit him to. But the turtle has spawned, and now that will be a push from Kane, trying to take advantage of the death of Antar. But hopefully, let's see what time that buys for him. Meanwhile, up top on the gold lane, IHM just waiting for Super Hatred to pop his face out, just looking for a direct target for that Brave Assault. But no, the turtle will call his name. He has to go down bottom. Okay, Brave Assault piercing strike, but flickers out Super Hatred. Saw that one coming. Trying to poke here with the Bennett. But will that be necessary? Would that work? AHM really just straying away from his necessary, he doesn't have to, be here right now because the total has spawned and you have to be there. But look at him, just relying on the ancestral guidance. He really has to get there. He really has to get up close. But what are you doing? The total is almost taken. IHM. Wow, that was a pretty easy total for El Cartels. And that's a 2-1 Sangman clause as well. You really have to wait for this point. You really have to be patient. What is this game? What are they planning? That's a 1v4 gang from the Lapu. Kane, I don't know what you're doing, but that will be a risky move. Diablo, okay, the Bruce Passion comes out, Spider finds one, and that's a shutdown, gets taken down, Seki. But Nisha will get that payback as he takes it back. A marksman for a marksman, and that's a fair trade on that end. 3-for-1 though, when it comes to the team fight evaluation. Honestly, I don't know what the Lapu was thinking, jumping into the 1v4. But hopefully, in the long run, that pays for the team. El Cartels hopefully not getting too overconfident here. That's not going to be nice. Energy eruption onto the creeps, though. The lead, though, will be taken by IHM. He really has to make sure that he gets his gold up. They really have to re-strategize at this point because they are now behind in gold lead. They're also behind in the turret lead. You really have to be very careful here. You can't afford to make any moves that will be costly to your team. You really can't at this point. You really can't. But then, okay, Antar, really just waiting here. They might just want to gank Kane. Kane, okay, you're out there, but Dark Wave will miss. Nice one there. The Jungle Warrior will save him out. Walks right in, okay. But there is the 2-man energy eruption there. Tidal Strike as well. Raging Slash with the penetrate. Tidal Strike. And IHM is down. Their brains that cannot sustain that much damage. Sackling Eagle trying to get away. But Sin, you're too low. You can escape Sin. He gets away with the Sackling Eagle. I don't know what is this game. Kane with the Raging Slash. Fight Antar. And they are not done yet. El Cartels. They're trying to close him in. Diablo fights Kane. And that is a revenge and a pushback from the teams. They're trying to take that tier 2 on the XP lane. But will they be able to? Super Hatred. But there's one Sackling Eagle comes out. They're trying to find the Sana. But it's slow. Superface finds Diablo. And Shane goes down. It's a 1-for-1 there. Super Hatred being the one to escape. And not a fair one at that in the mid lane. Okay, they're trying for an engagement there, but nothing to commit to. The Lord has spawned, and that should be the priority of the junglers, you'd imagine. But is that really the priority of the junglers right now? IHM, he doesn't have his Roma here. He doesn't have that ancestral guidance, that guiding wind. He doesn't have it. So you really have to be patient at this point, unless you want to frontline this one, but might walk into it there. There's the Tidal Strike, and that will be the energy eruption to turn them up. But Brave Assault defensively to get out. And that's okay. That's the guiding window, right? But the Matilda is not ready to engage just yet. She has to be patient. She has to be patient at this point, and that's the bravest. And really just zoning them out at this point. Kane doing his job, and that's IHM trying to look forward still for Super Phase. Will get it away, and that's the Tsunami Slam. The Venice Rage misses. IHM trying to escape, trying to get away, but no. Shin takes out the Calais, and IHM falls to Super Hatred. El Cartels are styling, but down bottom, look at Antar. Antar has already pushed the tier 2 of the EX lane. That is a backdoor we're trying to see here, but unfortunately Phobius isn't exactly one that can backdoor. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sackling Eagle comes out but trying to get away. That's a defensive one. Shin will retreat. As strategic one at that, they have to. The Lord is coming, so they have to defend against that. You have to be very careful here. You have to be very careful here. You cannot afford to play any games at this point. This is a risky play. But so far, you can see that they're really trying their best to defend. But how much more can they? That's the question you have to ask yourself at this point. How much more can they defend? Up top, okay, on the mid lane, they're really trying to defend. Okay, Diablo, they're really trying to make sure that that tier 2 stays down, but no, the minion waves will get it. And Zero Tolerance are behind in the kill lead, and they're also behind network. Easy, falling, walking right into their turret, walking right into the enemy flanks. I want to believe that that's actually network. I want to actually believe that's actually network. Okay, so far they've started trying to push back here. I like that. Zero tolerance, having zero tolerance for poor wave management is very necessary, trying to make sure that those waves and cartels as well, but down on the mid lane. Okay, IHM getting a bit aggressive here, tossing him up, trying to get away, flickering out. The Bravos fighter is cancelled again and dodges their Princess Wrath. Brave one at that, and that's the Tondros. Puncture coming in, trying to style this. I can't remove Tondros again. Puncture to get out for Seki will pick up Super Agent from the back. Tondros as well gets away. And Antar really trying to find one here. The Phobios is not down. The final pursue dark way to connect. And that's the title strike with the Tsunami Slam. Brings him in, but the guy didn't win, takes him out. Brave fighter from Kane. Trying to get one. Land taker connect, but gets taken down. Tao gets the kill, and Tao is not done. He wants to get more. Sagwan cross connect to 2. They might not be enough. They're trying to revive and push the mid lane. What can they do at this point? They're trying to save what's left. Zero tolerance. Having zero tolerance for the thing tonight. The base is almost wide open. Puncture gets out. Second takes out easy, and Tao goes down to Nisha. They're battling with everything they've got, everything in their store. Zero tolerance. They know just how to respond to their cartels, and they will try to take back that control of the wave as the Lord has spawned. My goodness, this is crazy. Like, this is insane. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, zero tolerance. What is this? But up top, okay, Shen really trying to come in here, but he has to make sure that that creep is what he goes for instead. But yeah, the Lord has spawned. They're trying to make sure that they zone them out, but with Zane on the Lapu, with Kane on the Lapu, how much more can they? Really have to make sure that they do this. You really have to make sure that they make this work. But the Lord has spawned, and both teams are not making any move yet. Justice play spoke by Kane, but Zeti already starting the Lord here, poking it out, and Kane trying to zone them out with the Calais. But then that's the second Eagle signals the engagement as well. IHM goes in, but the pull up there is not making any easy title strike as well. It cannot guard, but there's too much damage. And Princess Wrath comes in, and IHM falls. Finally goes down, and that will be second. And Tao joins him onto the graveyard, and Shin signals the retreat. Shin escapes, gets away, but that will be the Lord is taken by Diablo. That was a decoy. Zero tolerance baiting out that jungler to secure the Lord. Okay, Super Hatred flicking in, but that's not gonna be a wise move. Super Hatred falls, and that is a 3-for-2 run. Wow, that was actually interesting. Sacrificing their jungler for the Lord. My goodness, that is crazy. Who does that? But then, okay, trying to go in, but that will flicker out. That's a 4-4-3 there. And zero tolerance does not have the numbers advantage right now. That Lord will serve to manage the waves, unfortunately, not one to end the game. And this will be a very interesting first game. But down bottom, okay, Shin really just trying to just make sure that those waves don't get out of hand and just trying to wait them, just stop them there. As well, down bottom, you can see Kane really just trying to take out this Lord as much as possible. You just have to wait at this point just to see how it pans out. But that will be a 1v4. What is this going on? This Calais, that's a 1v5. That's definitely network, all right. Because you literally walked into that one. That is not a good one to begin with. I don't want to believe that they have a pause available. I want to believe that they have a pause available, but you can see Antar really trying to go into the base here. They're really trying to make for the push. Is this a final push I sense here? But zero tolerance. Wow, they're really taking control. They finally taking back the wave lead. And right now they're still behind in kills. But that's exactly Eagle. Tondros to nullify that, but not able to get away. The back first will get him. And Diablo on the Sicilian. You know, this is what I was saying. You should have banned the Sicilian. You should have banned the meta picks. But hey, it's El Cartels. Let's see what they can do. But then again, I want to believe that they still have something in store, that the game is not over until it's over for them. And that's Kane. Sangwan Cross will not connect though. And Dark Wave as well. Antar really just trying to look for his victim for the Infernal Pursuit to my Sangwan Claws. But Antar is a bit slow on the uptake on that one. He really has to be patient enough to make it work. But really, they're really trying to push down this tier 1. You can see the double shot attempt by Seki there to take out the tier 2 on the mid lane. Really trying to get as much double shot as possible on that mid lane. But then Clint is not exactly one to push a turret, you'd say. And okay, somewhere close. Okay, that's the engagement. Then Flicker with the Tsunami Slam, and Diablo goes down. And Atal goes down with him as well. 3-4 none. That was a brilliant engagement. And that's a push in. They're trying to push for the base now. It's a 3-4-2 here. None left. 3 down, 2 left. El Cartels, can they make it work? But they still have more members here. That's the title strike, but a defensive one from the Calais. You have to make sure that that Lord is taken by them. They can't afford any risky plays at this point. They can't afford to get done to them what Zero Tolerance did the last time. But I don't think they even have the liberty to do this time. They're too busy clearing their waves. The Lord is taken by Nisha, as the jungler should, and that will signal the engagement of the Lord and the clearing of the waves as well by the teams. Wow. So let me just get it straight. So Zero Tolerance, at some point in mid game, they got pushed by El Cartels, and then towards the late game, they pushed back. But at some points they also pushed back again. Like, we are very tanky. We have the CC, so let's just go in. But then there's some kind of interesting plays that came in from El Cartels. We saw with Super Hatred as well as the Calais. So that was one of the things that gave them attention. But let's shift our focus onto the mid lane here, as the minion waves are the only thing between this Lord and their base, and Zero Tolerance will be left with nothing but to defend this one. That's definitely not a funny Lord. Dark Wave onto the Lord here, and that inhibitor turret is down already. Eternal Guard connects onto there, but Zero Tolerance on the defense was left, but that will be them. 2-man cost past, and IHM falls, and Tar goes down with him. K takes him out, and the Immortality already popped, but they're not trying to get away. Sin goes down, Super Hatred, and that's the base. The base is getting attacked with the... My goodness, Nisha! Taking out Seki with the Phantom Execution, but the base has been taken out, and El Cartels, in spite of all odds, takes the game 1 and secures the first victory in the best of 3. Wow. That was actually crazy. Wow, that was actually pretty intense. All right, that's it for the first game, guys. That was crazy. Wow. I have a lot to say, but you guys will be the ones to actually, you guys are the ones to actually see, because how did they lose that one, guy? Like, look at the stats, man. Like, look at the stats. The stats actually looking good. I mean, Super Hatred did so well. MVP there, as well as Seki. That's Delta rank 1 Clint. It's not exactly for joke there. He really made it work. But at some point, IHM and Antar weren't exactly doing their best. So, kind of dragged the whole team down. So, yeah, they did well, but unfortunately, just wasn't in their favor. And that's going to be the first game, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Do you think El Cartels are going to take the second one again? Or do you think Zero Tolerance will show Zero Tolerance for defeat and take the second game so we get to see a game 3? It's about you guys now. Drop your predictions. Let me know. One sec, I'll just get my water real quick. Okay, guys, welcome again to another game of the fixture. Wow, the first one was actually very powerful. We got to see a lot of interesting plays, and definitely, I actually we're excited out, right? The last loss ban was completely expected because you know Diablo was a big problem. Diablo was a big problem with the Sicilian, so I'm expecting a Sicilian ban on the side of El Cartels, but I haven't seen it yet. They're banning a Yisun Shin and the glue, but then Diablo is gonna just repeat that pick. That's the thing about avoiding counter picks. When you don't counter pick your opponents, obviously if they make it work the first time, they're going to want to try and make it work the second time. So yeah, them taking that the last is actually a very good ban. Ninja is gonna make short work of that, as well as EC. They definitely should consider banning the Calais, but so far Zero Tolerance don't have that one in, and that's a meta pick coming in from EC. The MJs and Coney Black signature Gatoka. Wow. I actually like this pick. Wow, you have the Gato and the Uranus at the same time. Man, that's a lot of sustain that's going to come in, all right? That's definitely a lot of sustain. But then a Lapu, well, a Lapu pick is good. Lapu is good. Lapu is okay. But I still feel like Uranus would have been a better frontliner with Gato. But hey, if Antar goes for Uranus rather than Phobios, let's see if that works for him. Because last time he went for a Phobios, and well, it's there doesn't exactly spell properly, but it's better than nothing. I do hope that he changes his mind though. But Seki finally leaving that Clint there and going for the Beatrix, that's actually very wise of him, because the Clint lacked a lot of mobility, especially against the Lapu, but now he's got a Beatrix. So I want to see how he handles the Lapu, because Lapu has a lot of mobility there, especially with that flicker land shaker. He has to be very careful of that, and super face as well, because the Feather Strike has a lot of range. So Seki has to be very careful about that one. But no, still juggling between Yves and Vasa at this point, but we'll settle for Yves instead. And well, the real world manipulation definitely has its uses in cases, but let's see if he's able to utilize it. If Superface is able to utilize this one, and Nisha with that final ban there, taking down IHM's Fredrin. You can tell that IHM was too much of a Psycho Fredrin in that last game for them to take it down. And there's one final here, one final ban left for Zeta for Zero Tolerance. They actually have to make this work, because Super Hatred and Nisha, the Roma and the Jungler, they can take down a meta jungler here, but no 1-1. Okay. A 1-1 pick takedown is actually a very not very brilliant one. But then nobody played the 1-1 the last time. Maybe there's somebody there that can play the 1-1. Let's see how it goes. I don't actually know, but yeah, I don't actually know. Let's see how it goes. Really, it's anyone's game at this point. But then I'm actually loving the draft on the side of El Cartels, because you've got a lot of damage and sustain, and then you've got CC there. Yves, the queen of immobilization, Nisha rocking the Hayabusa. Now that's a problem for Diablo and Seki, so they definitely have to get this winter crown, but on time, unless you gotta get that winter crown and that window of nature got in on time, unless Nisha is gonna make short work of you in the early games. But IHM, okay, they're taking down the Fredrin. So what next for him? Considering even between a Barrat and a Alucard, situations like this, I'd go for a Barrat, but then no, he will settle for a Alucard, and Shane going for the Edit as the Roma. I think Edit as EXP, then Uranus Rome. I think that's gonna do it. But Anta played the EXP the last time. But hey, let's see how Zero Tolerance wants to play this one. Super Hatred, they carry, but that's definitely going for Melt. I feel like a Leslie would have been nice for this one. Need that true damage in, because Antara is going to be healing a lot, but no, Super Hatred with the Moskov here, and that concludes the draft. What do you guys think? Let me engage you guys. Okay, so someone says, first time seeing Alucard picked, this is going to be interesting. Well, Alucard is not exactly, a common pick, and it's not exactly a rare pick either. But yes, in a tournament scene, yes, Alucard is not exactly the most common thing you see. But then Escobar says Alucard is meta now. Well, IHM has the legend skin, so he really wants to flaunt that there. So let's see. Hopefully, he gets some nice plays in because the Frederick really struggled a lot the last time, and he had CC and sustain. So let's see if Alucard actually does the job and does the work for him. But he has to be careful though, because the Eves RWM can be very problematic, especially for him. They've got a lot of immobility on the RWM. So Alucard is very vulnerable to CC. That's something you have to have in mind. And someone says zero tolerance for game two. Okay. I like the fact that you know I like the fact that you are rooting for zero tolerance. It's very good that they have supporters here. And someone says, let's go, ZT. Okay, zero tolerance having some supporters here. Wow. All right then. Sorry guys, I actually have to go against. I actually have to stop engaging you guys now, so I can concentrate on the game. Yeah. Star, can we actually get a zoom out on the screen, please, so that we can see the team fights properly, and I'll get straight into the casting. All right, so second game of the fixture. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the fixture of the seasonal qualifiers. It's Zero Tolerance versus El Cartels, and El Cartels already have one win to their belt, and this is the second game. So if El Cartels take this one, that is good night. But Zero Tolerance seem to have more to say on that mid lane, as they will start there. That's the slow, and Shin taking the brunt of it all, not on level 2 yet, has to use that mobility there, and that's pursuit, all right, connecting onto the creep, and AIHM farming the creeps. That's a lookout. You have to get your farm up. Meanwhile, on that gold lane, Seki getting pushed back. That's a Spear of Misery, great Spear of Misery, by the way, from Super Hatred. You really have to get those in. You really have to make sure, because Seki has right now it's actually Burst versus CC, because Seki has a lot of damage, and Super Hatred has a lot of CC on him. But then, okay, Nikki really just here with the Quad Shadows, Ninja rather, on El Cartels, trying to look for his targets here. But the Quad Shadows is now under cooldown. He has to wait for a while. He has to wait for a while for it to get under cooldown. But the Turtle has spawned. There's no time for that. He has to focus on the objective. Or maybe snatch a kill while he's at it. Ninja, you're just trying to farm at this point. Shadow of the Security Skin and Justice Blades from the Lapo Kane. Really just poking the Uranus at this point. As Uranus, you can actually kill Uranus in the early game. So you just have to play, hit and run. But then Ninja already starting out the Turtle here. Really just, the mid lane is getting a bit heated, but then focus on the Turtle. That's where it's at. Shin already low, doesn't have the Primal Wrath yet, not on level 4. But there's the Uranus there, Quad Shadows, but his SOD does not connect onto anyone. Shin taking a lot of damage here. Bravest Fighter comes out, taunting him up, but Ninja already taking out the Turtle here. First cross, face, the RWM connects there. That's the slow with the immobilization, and the Uranus, the Spear of Misery comes in, Super Hatred finds it in, but the Uranus is not able to sustain that from Ninja. Quad Shadows gets double kill. Ninja gets it in, and that's a dive there. Nakato once more, but the turret says no. We'll take him down. Superface really taking a lot of damage from the Bat Fest here. Has to get away, but the Bat Impact are not letting him though. He will go down to Diablo as Diablo secures a double on the mid lane. Wow. Very potent team fights, if you ask me. One that was a bit, there's some things that could have been avoided in that place, like the turret dive by the Gato. That wasn't exactly necessary because they're already taking the objective. But hey, I do hope that they do learn from their lessons. But down there on the gold lane, Super Hatred, a 3-man gank, and that's the Abyss Walker from him. He will notice that uneven advantage here, and Seki as well. Really just waiting for the right time for that gang to set up against him. But you can see that Ninja is just waiting for the right moment too as well. Walking right into this one. Just might be able to seize that one right on time before he walks onto the edge shatter there. You don't want to get caught in a CC, especially if you're a squishy jungler like Hayabusa. You don't want to get caught in a CC. But then so far, they're into the mid lane here, just clearing the waves and rotating where needed. But King, okay, really just poking with the Justice Blades. They're trying to zone out IHM, but SOD connects there, and that's the land shaker. Goes down IHM, falls to the CC, RWM connects as well, and that's the AOG. Connects, finds one, and then Diablo escapes that one, trying to get away. Ninja forced to use the shadow kill, and Kane will find Shin. It's a 4-on-1. El Cartels will pick them off 2-for-0 in the jungle, and that is a successful invade by them as they will move towards the Turtle. My goodness, El Cartels, I don't know what they are on, but tonight they are not giving zero tolerance any gap in this one to even retaliate. They've taken the kill lead already and the gold lead, but there's the Spear of Misery. Super Hatred gets taken down by Seki with the Nibiru, but they're not done. El Diablo comes in to support Seki, and that will be the Quad Shadows coming in. Seki falls to him. Ninja, they might just have one more. Second claws, but Diablo goes down to EC, and that's not enough. They're trying to punish him for that turret dive there, but not able to. Has to get away. A bit of no part get the Quad Shadows comes in, but that's the shadow kill, takes him down. Spuffy steals it though. They will take down the tier 1 on the gold lane. Wow. Interesting because honestly, the last game was I dare say the last game was more competitive compared to this one. Especially in the early games. But then remember very well that Zero Tolerance didn't have their competition until the late games, the mid to late games. So let's give them a bit of a break here. But up top, Super Hatred, Antar against Antar. There's the Abyss Walker and the Spirit of Mystery connecting onto Antar. But that's a 1v3 there, leaving him onto Kane to finish the job. No, she comes into support. I don't know what an edit roam is supposed to do here, but I really want to see how that works. Because Antar right now is the one really trying so hard, but there's so much Aurelius can do. Meanwhile, on the mid lane, there's the shadow kill, but not able to find it though. The SOD misses as well, but then the burst passion comes in. Ninja not done, trying to find one with the quad shadows, but not able to. Super Hatred will sense that one and dodges it on time. Meanwhile, IHM pushing down the tier 1 there, pushes it down, takes it down on behalf of Zero Tolerance. They have to make it work somehow. They just have to make it work. If you can't take them out in team fights, then somehow you can still pay basis. But meanwhile, on the mid lane, Super Hatred taking damage, and up top, Antar trying to defend the TXP lane on the tier 1. How much can you endure Zero Tolerance? How much can you? Because at this point, the gold lead is 3k and the kill lead is 7, and you just have to wonder what else does Shane have in store for this game, because he's the Roma, and you have to wonder what he has, what he wants to do, because he has been very passive in this game. No kills, no assists, but there's the previous fighter there, jumps in, the land shaker, 2-man there, AOG does not connect onto anyone, and that's the turret dive. El Cartels are not scared, and that's gonna be a flicker out. Shane senses the danger, has to get away before he can get killed. Meanwhile, IHM trying to run away here, has to run away, but that's what we predicted, right? And Alucard is pretty weak, but there's the quad shadows there, forced to use the ground splitter to escape. Yeah, I mean, when you see a Hayabusa coming in with the maximum stack of the shuriken on you, you gotta escape before he uses that shadow kill, unless you're gonna be dead meat. So Antar, okay, up top, really just holding out on that tier 1 with everything in him. He just has to wait. But right now, the Ionic Edge is the only thing he has to maintain his Radiant stacks. But can he do this? That's a 2-man, 2-on-1, and the Revitalize is used as well with the RWM, taking as much magic damage and physical, but support comes in to help. The Quad Shadows comes in. Nisha, nobody to let him go, but that's the shadow kill. And they find 2, but no, Diablo escapes that one. And the Grasshopper comes in, Landshaker connects those stuns to IHM falls, and leaving him left. The Quad Shadows comes in, Nisha styling, Nisha finds it, but Super Phase will steal it away, gets a killing spree, and Seki takes down the tier 1 on the mid lane. And that is Zero Tolerance taking advantage of the team fight, of the chaos, and picking up turrets one by one. And you can notice the mid lane is down, but mid lane, okay, Nisha really just waiting for Diablo to walk into the quad shadows. But Diablo is aware that Nisha might be waiting for him. But right now, they're still trying to see him to make it work, but that's Nisha. Santa Claus connects onto him though. There are WM as well. They will get out of it though. A bit hasty on that one there, Superface. That's the ground splitter. Gonna push him in. Misses that one. Ground splitter comes in, but the Fisher Wave does not connect though. AOG defensively, and he will not get away. Shin falls. Seki takes out Kane, and Seki goes down. El Cartel is a near wipeout. Antar taking us easy. Diablo falls. Superface gets a triple. Antar being the only one left. And Radiance, the only thing keeping him alive right now, which is worse because his Superface might just go down but does not get taken down. The turret damage is not enough, and that shield really came through for him. Wow. Wow, that was actually pretty bold and risky because Superface flickered into that turret, knowing that it was low on HP. But then again, that shield really just came through. It's a bit of a desperation for kills there because let's be honest, this Eve is actually crazy. 8-1-10. That is insane. That is an insane start to have, especially if you are a Eve. But now the Lord has been taken here, and Nisha is hungry for more. They will start one there. Reverse Fighter jumps in, but that's Reggie slash there. IHM jumps into his death, and that's the Quad Shadows connected. The Primal Rat does not save Shin. And we will try to get escape there. Reggie slash comes in, but Kane will fall. That is not a wise dive. There is a difference between bravery and stupidity, but really, that was not a wise move. Diving head first into a turret against the three people, you really have to be wise about that one, Kane. Next time, you have to be Maseki. You're really just waiting at this point, just waiting until that minion waves comes in to clear it. But the SOD from Super Hatred might be something she has to look out for. But right now, they're waiting for that Lord to approach from the mid lane. But what can they do? How can Zero Tolerance defend against this one? There's the Quad Shadows comes in, finds one there, Shadow kill, but not able to find anyone. The minions wave saves them. Nibiru's passion as well. And Seki trying to clear the space. There's the Bennett Rage, takes out the Lord. But yeah, Zero Tolerance with a brilliant defense, but that's the RWM. They're able to walk out from it. No harm done, just immobilization. But yeah, wow, that's actually not nice because okay, starting there so far so good. Zero tolerance. Okay, what is this? Is that a take? Okay, IHM finds Super Hatred, but that's one more left, able to get away. IHM falls to Nisha, and that is the transcendent ward from Antar. No willing to settle for that one. There's the dive by Nisha, finds two, finds three. Seki falls, and then Cartels are pushing them back and responding again in a significant turn of events. Nisha with the Quad Shadows finds the maximum stack. Sanguine Claws connects onto two, but the Battle Impact does not take him out. Not enough damage from Diablo to sustain, but he will take out the minions. A brilliant clear from the only man left. But there's the RWM with the Quad Shadows. Nisha does not find the kill, but Diablo will shut him down. A very desperate attempt by Nisha. That's IHM diving head first into the fight. Will go down. IHM with the SOD gets taken down. Blast Splitter there. Primal Rat comes up, but no, Super Hatred is way ahead of him with that, and Super Hatred takes him out. I really don't know why, but this edit definitely needs some schooling, but then okay, Sanguine Claws, there's Bennett Rage coming onto them. But Super Hatred must dish as much damage as possible onto the base here. But how much more can he? They have to get into safety. Those quick numbers are not making it easy on them. They have to defend what's left of their base, and Zero Tolerance are giving it all they have, and they just have Antara out there with the Radiant stacks, really trying to get as much healing as he can to save what's left of the game. Zero Tolerance are hanging in there. They're holding out. They're just clinging on to whatever's left of their numbers. And yeah, that worked because now their numbers are back. And hopefully IHM doesn't dive headfirst into the next fight he sees. But the Lord will be started by Nisha, and that's taken down by him as well. He can dash, he can blink, but he can also wreck tree and clear the waves. And now Gato and the down bottom there. That might be an engagement. Ground splitter with a flip up. And that's Super Hatred coming in with the Spear of Mystery. To get it now, but Shin goes down. Super Hatred. But Rage comes in. But Antar, SOD as well from Super Hatred. But will not use their Beast Walker. Does though. And that is me being wrong about that one. The Lord will approach from the mid lane. Antar, you have to get away from there. You're the only hope of your defense. But Nisha comes in with the Quad Shadows, trying to save what's left. But El Diablo really trying to defend with the bad first. Ending the Beerus Passion. Super Hatred, but how much more can they hold on? Super Hatred, the last one left. The IHM falls, but El Cartels are still preserving their numbers. And they will take the game. El Cartels. They've shown that Zero Tolerance has one thing to tolerate from them, and that is defeat in tonight's match. But really, a very brilliant play by both teams. They tried, but what can they do against an overwhelming force? 11 points mark by all the players except Super Hatred. They really showed what it's like to be a cartel and Zero Tolerance. What I have to say about Change 3.0, I can't say much there, but really, Better luck next time and better performance. That's gonna be it, guys. That is gonna be it for the first match of the seasonal qualifiers. And it was a very interesting play by El Cartels. Really, I enjoyed it myself. What do you guys think? And really, I can't wait to see the next one, because if the first one was this, this was a very challenging and interesting match. It wasn't just a one-sided bullying. It was just a very brilliant play. Both teams tried their best to hang on to the game as long as possible. But yeah, what else? What else is there? How much more can you endure? And El Cartels really stretched the endurance of zero tolerance, but unfortunately, they just had to tolerate that defeat tonight. And that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. I remember your humble host and caster, Black Matter, and this is Seasonal Qualifiers organized by ML Hub. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.